This was the best comic book sale I have ever been to. Hello everybody, welcome to the first episode of Fill the Box Comics. My name is Rich and I've been collecting comics for over 35 years, and my favorite characters are the Hulk, Spider-Man, Wolverine, and Superman. My favorite comic sale, well, the name of the channel, Filling a Box. I first discovered the Fill a Box thing with A Hero's Legacy in Manchester, Connecticut maybe 3 years ago. They are fortunately no longer in business. However, I continue to fill a box at Brickhouse Comics in Meriden, Connecticut, Comics and Coffee in Deep River, Connecticut, and once in a blue moon at a comic show. That's Entertainment in Worcester, Massachusetts recently had a Fill a Box sale, and all I can say is, whoa, to be a 90s reference. So let's get into the footage of me at That's Entertainment. What's up everybody, welcome to Fill a Box Comics, and we'll be filling a box today. That's Entertainment in Worcester, Massachusetts is having a huge sale today. Fill 2 short boxes for $35 or a long box for $35. Absolutely crazy. I can't wait to get in there and start digging. All right everybody, the line is forming, throwing up the piece. There was nobody here at 10, but oh my goodness, it has gotten to be getting full back here. The parking lot is probably pretty full too. Uh-oh, the dirtiest comic. Just kidding, man. What's up, Rich? There it is, guys. Look at all the books.
2 boxes with comics in them, and you get those, but we're not giving you. We have some free ones. You're going there. But, like, yeah. Yeah.
These are free.
Yeah, those are free if you want to take those.
Found the cap.
Yep. But, like, the comics
It's getting crowded here. There's Mike. What's up, Mike?
How you doing?
How was your drive here, or your ride here?
It wasn't bad. I was going to ask when you leave, would I be able to put some stuff in your car and then you can just bring it later?
Yeah, if you need to. Alright, it's getting extremely crowded in here. I can barely move my arms.
Yes, they're at the counter. They're in the.
Looks like a lot of new stuff.
And they limit 1 per person in the
A lot of new stuff. I really want to stay away from new stuff. Nice finding Detective Comics there.
Yeah, these are like
Some older stuff. Oh, I'm like shooting my crotch and not the actual stuff here. We got a whole bunch of Marvel 2-in-1s. Guess we'll grab those. Just grab a stack of Marvel 2-in-1s. Flash number 1. Well, you're killing it over here. Good for you, man. We got some Captain Marvels. We got a whole lot of Captain Marvels. Alright guys, we just found a stack of Captain Marvels later, but we'll take them. These are all backwards, so... Yeah. We got a whole bunch of Power Man Iron Fists, Spectacular Spider-Mans. Yeah, there's actually some good stuff in here. I don't want any more.
sorry.
Some Thors. Little Thors. Yeah. Whoa.
Oh,
Sorry, man. He's like, hey, that book looks good. An absolute uncomfortable mob in here right now. There are so many people in here. There's a lot of great books. Fill a box for $17.50, but geez, you cannot move. Certainly a fire hazard. Did not get a lot of footage going through the books. It is a madhouse in here. It is hot in here. It's crowded. So trying to shoot footage was just very difficult, but did what we could. That's right. $35 a long box and 2 short boxes for $35. A little FAB tip, always go 2 shorts over 1 long. You're going to get more books that way. Anyways, with this sale, my expectations were we're going to see a lot of bulk comics. For this pricing, Valiant, Image, just a lot of 90s stuff. And I had a game plan going in. And my game plan was to score a touchdown, but that game plan got eviscerated and I took a 50-yard loss because, oh my goodness, it was not all bulk stuff as you saw in the footage. And just wow. So you know what? Part you've maybe been waiting for. Let's see what I got. Alright guys, there are a lot of comics to go through, so I'm going to try to be quick and efficient. The very first book I grabbed, Captain America Annual number 8, Wolverine and Cap. I was like, this is a great cover. Didn't know this book also has a little value. That is just cool. Come on, that's cool. We got a few Amazing Spider-Mans. We got 166, 167, 207, and then 2 appearances of Rose with issue 253. So, yeah, little minor key in there. We got more Spider-Man. Gonna be a movie soon. Get them now. I hope the movie's good. I have my concerns, but no, hopefully it's good. A few more Amazing Spider-Man, all newer stuff. My girlfriend grabbed the first few here. This is the first appearance of Cindy Moon. Just a cameo, but still cool to have. And then we finish up with an Amazing Spider-Man 19 and a few Captain Marvels. That's actually the last issue of Captain Marvel, 62. A run that I've been working on for, well, actually not long. A run I've wanted for a long time, but finally just got the first issue and some other issues. We're now missing issue 12 through 16, Champions. Ghost Rider, Silver Surfer, Hercules, Black Widow. Forgetting somebody? Iceman. Oh, we're, Angel? Wait, Angel, Ghost Rider, Black Widow, Silver Surfer. I forget the members of the team. I haven't read it yet, but I always thought it was kind of cool. A very weird team, kind of like the Defenders, just maybe Marvel trying to make the Avengers 2.0 or Fantastic Four 2, and just, yeah, didn't work out. This book, I can't believe it was in there. This book is crazy. Literally. Look at this cover. Captain America has a grenade in his mouth. Yeah. This is obviously a goof comic, but it's Bronze Age, and yeah. We have a few Fantastic Fours. Nothing special, just 170 through 172, but I didn't have them, so I have them now. Up next, I wasn't planning on collecting this title ever. I know I'm looking at the microphone, the camera's over here. Frankenstein. I was like, you know what? Bronze Age horror? Why not? Could be worse things to get, right? Up next, we have some Hulk books. We have a few Immortal Hulks and Incredible Hulk 354, which was a condition upgrade. A lot of these books here and there will be condition upgrades, and what I mean by that, of course, is I already had the issue and found one in better shape. Marvel Team Up is up next, and we grab 4 issues of that. I wasn't planning on grabbing these, but they were there, and it was right at the start of the sale, and you saw it in the video. I was like, there might not be anything else good in here. There was, but I grabbed some Marvel 2-in-1s. Not the biggest Thing fan, but there are some cool covers in there, and if he's with somebody that's interesting, I will certainly read the issue. There's more Marvel 2-in-1s, because I did grab that big stack. There's the rest of our Marvel 2-in-1s. And I did grab a few Power Man and Iron Fists. This little section here is all books that are in better shape than the ones I had. And then I grabbed issue 75, which I did not have. We've got some Spider-Man, and I've got 3 copies of this first book that I'm going to show you. And one other book. So this apparently is a minor key. It's the first appearance of Hypno Hustler. I've never heard of him. And then we have 3 copies of issue 28, which is the second time Frank Miller, I believe, did art on Daredevil. So a little minor key. We have more Spectacular Spider-Man. Oh gosh, a lot more. Okay, we have a ton more, so I'm just going to grab them all and show them quickly. There's just a ton of issues. No keys, just stuff I needed, a few condition upgrades, but a lot of Spectacular Spider-Man books. All right, it gets better, guys. It gets better. We have some Thors and a 2001 Space Odyssey, which I believe Jack Kirby did this. That's a cool cover. I think we have a couple more. Oh, actually, we have a few more Marvels to go over. Warlock number 11, which is the death of Adam Warlock, again, for like the 100th time. Grab the WCW book. That is Ron Simmons, a.k.a. Farouk, on the cover. All right, this next book, shout out to Jeremy. This is a gentleman I met at the start of the show. We were talking, enjoying talking comics, and he looks over to me early in the show and says, I found 2 of these. Do you want one? And I said, yes, thank you. So Jeremy, if you're watching this, thank you so much. This is Web of Spider-Man number 1. I already have a copy in a little bit better condition. That's in my Light box, if you will, but this will go with my regular run, and that was very generous, so thank you so much. And a little weird story on this book. X-Men 143. This is the only X-Men book I got. This was given to me by Lunch Money Comics. Mike at Lunch Money. And he said, here, you want this? Because I guess he already had a copy. And I was like, okay. I didn't have my list with me that day because I figured I'd be going through things fast and furious, which I did. Turns out I didn't have this book. So Lunch Money, if you're watching this, thank you. That was a hole in my personal collection that I did not have. All right, that is it for the Marvel stuff. We've got some DC stuff coming up. And DC is where I did find some Silver Age books. Starting off, we have, I'm going to have to do two handfuls here. A bunch of Action Comics, one Silver Age copy, and then a whole bunch of early Bronze 20-cent Action Comics. I know some people kind of poo-poo on Superman as a collectible, although maybe not with the new movie, I don't know. But I like Superman, and I was like, you know what? If I'm filling a box, why the heck not? So I grab them all. We have some Batman books coming up. We have a couple issues in the 300s. These old Batman covers are just... Batman's always really had a lot of great covers. Just always doing great covers. This next little section, this was fun. So I found quite a few copies of Batman Year One. I grabbed the issue 404 newsstand and direct edition and then finished off the run. But I ended up handing out the additional copies. I think Lunch Money Comics, I gave him a full run of 1 through 4. The person to my left, I gave a few issues. Somebody else behind me, I gave an issue. So I was just passing them all out. I was like, you know what? I got the run. I got 2 issues of 404, both in great shape. I don't need to take all these. There are people literally right there saying, "Oh, do you mind?" If I'm going through a box and I find something for myself, sure, just grab it. And if people are standing by me and there's multiples and they're like, "Oh, I could use that for my collection," then yes, absolutely, I'm going to share. Try to do that whenever I can. These next few books, I got from my buddy Mike, not Lunch Money, but my other buddy Mike. We swapped some books from the show before this video, so I do want to do everything that I'm showing you. I did get from the show. A couple of the books here and there, which I'll elaborate on, I got from Mike. I swapped him some extra Amazing Spider-Man books that I took for some Batmans I didn't have. We got more Batman coming up. Oh, actually I want to show this one off. All right, so there are those. We got Batman 429, A Death in the Family. And I didn't notice this initially. My girlfriend pointed at the book. She's like, what is that? And it looks like, if you look at the Joker's shirt there, the person who did the cover signed the book. I don't know if that's his signature. It matches up pretty good. If it is him, that's cool. I didn't have the book, so I have it now. Now, up next, these next books were certainly a crisis, in my opinion. A crisis on Infinite Earths. Grabbed issue number 1, and this is just such... This is a great cover. That is... The death of Supergirl. If you didn't know. We got a few Detective Comics coming up. I think those are all things I swapped with Mike. Yep, Spider-Man for Detectives. I grabbed some New 52 Detectives, 2 issues of number 1 and issue 2. I don't know if one of these is second to print, but they're not the same book. I mean, they are the same book, but one is red underneath the Joker, and one is, oh, everything's reversed, more fleshy tone with blue to the left of him. They're clearly different colors. So I don't know what's going on there. I don't know what the reason is, but we grabbed it. Okay. Last comics out of this box. That's right, there's more to my right we got to go through. I grabbed some first issue specials. This is the first appearance of Atlas, who, to be honest, I have no idea who that is. I think this is the first appearance of the Dingbats. And an issue with Dr. Fate. I believe Warlord makes his first appearance in this run. I did not see that issue. It also could have been already grabbed. Who the heck knows? Now we switch over here. I found some Silver Age Justice League books. And we start off with issue number 50. And then this is actually, I would say, a key book. This is the first appearance of Zatanna. But we didn't just have one of those in worse shape, but there were 2 copies. I didn't even realize I grabbed 2. I was going through it, and when I was checking books if there's anything special about them, I was like, oh, I got 2 copies. I love this cover. The Creeper being the puppet master with the JLA, this is just, yeah, absolutely cool. And then we got a couple 15 centers to round out our late Silver Age JLAs, but seeing, not mint, but seeing some Justice League of America books in there, that was pretty cool. We're going to put these here. I think this is the first appearance, so I grabbed it. I don't know who the stalker is, but there he is. We got one Superboy book, issue 142, fighting King Kong as Superman. Superboy. We got another title I was not expecting to collect, but here we are because there was a lot in there. I grabbed Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen. A few of these were from my buddy Mike as well. But they're all 12 centers between issues 79 and 96. And these covers are funny. There's always something weird going on with Jimmy and Superman. It just... And come on, they're ridiculous. I'm really looking forward to reading them at some point in the future. I gotta stop talking away from my microphone, I'm sorry. Did it again. And then we got a whole bunch of other Jimmy Olsens. So a lot of the Silver Age stuff, the most of the Silver Age I got was, as you can see, DC. All right, on to the Independents. Did not grab main Independents, but found this next one's a joke. I did it as a joke. I grabbed the Magnus Robot Fighter #1 because it was in there, but the next one, and this was after I'd been there for 80 minutes and they'd just been sitting there and nobody wanted them, so I was like, I'll take them because I know what's in this issue. It's the first appearance of everybody's favorite Valiant character in the Valiant universe. It's Magnus Robot Fighter #12, which is the first time Turok Dinosaur Hunter shows up in Valiant. So I was like, you know what? Okay, we've got 5 of these. I don't know why. You will see on this channel, I do buy weird stuff and collect weird first appearances. I love first appearances. Last one. Remember those Amazing Spider-Mans I had extra of? Well, I traded some of those away too with Mike and got... I'll actually do this one first. I had this book. Mine was beat to heck, so I have a much nicer issue of Ninja Turtles #8. And this next one, which is a first printing, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #6. Yeah, was not expecting to see stuff like that in a filler box. All right, these last 4 books. These 2 books here are from my buddy Ken. He's collecting Sad Sack, so I grabbed the sack for him. And then the last issue he needs of Firestorm, issue 99. I knew he needed that. He went to buy that at the Angry Hair Tattoo Show in Newington, Connecticut a few months ago. He was putting piles left and right, and apparently the pile with that book in it, he forgot. Well, I grabbed it for him. So, Ken, I know you're watching, it's yours. Last 2 books my girlfriend found. This is issue number 64. Oh, I put it back. 64 of Donald Duck. I love the old 10-cent Dells. I know you see them sometimes on the cheap here and there, but when they don't have writing all over them, because a lot of times you'll find these with names that just scribble everywhere, always like to grab them. She grabbed that for me. And then the oldest book that I have from this comic book sale, maybe the oldest book at the whole show, I don't know. This is from 1947. This is 4-color 169, which is also the first issue of Woody Woodpecker. Now, I found something interesting about this book, guys. Not only is it issue #1, but apparently in this issue, this cartoon character takes a drug, which I don't know about in the 40s. I can't imagine too many comic book characters were taking drugs, but Woody takes a drug that turns him into a version of Mr. Hyde. That is really cool. So that's everything I got. Let's get to the next part of the video. All right, so some total numbers. $35. And I'm keeping 145 comics for my personal collection. That right there is an absolute deal. You saw the books, totally worth $35. About 220 books are for trade, selling, etc., whatever it is. That comes out to under 10 cents a book. I did take a picture of the comic bags just to give you an idea what the pricing was on the books. They were anywhere. The cheapest one I got was $1.50, right around 19 bucks for the most expensive one. But one of those price tags says 2018 on it. These books have been sitting for quite some time. And the bad news is everything was unboarded for the most part. There were a few books that were bad and unboarded, but for the most part, everything was unboarded. I think everything I bought was unboarded. The good news is you could fit more in your boxes. I did hear some people are grabbing books priced $20 to $25. I saw one person with a ROM #1, another one with a Superman Man of Steel 18, which is the first Doomsday, stuff like that. And I did see a few people grabbing Marvel Silver Age, some Tales of Suspense were popping out. I couldn't find any Marvel Silver Age. It was just kind of luck of the draw there. I ended up grabbing 32 Silver Age books, 3 Golden Age books, and I did also see a lot of Classic Illustrated, which people were staying away like the plague. Guys, this was easily the best comic book sale at a local comic shop I've ever been to. Because sure, people have bought collections with grails in them, etc. But as far as a straight-up LCS sale, this has been the best I've been to. I do want to point out there was one little negative with this sale is that there was way too many people in that room. There was a line waiting outside to get in, but they probably could have cut off the amount of people in the room, maybe 10 less, because we were bumping into each other. This was clearly a fire hazard. If Fire Marshal Bill came in there, he would have shut us down. It was hot in there. it probably should have started off with a little less people. That being said, it was absolutely worth it. It was so much fun finding cool comic books and also seeing other people, just the joy that they saw. And they're like pulling books out. Like one guy, I found a ROM #1, and just it was a great experience. We all had a lot of fun, and it was just so random too. Like in one box you're like, I got nothing here. Then it'd be another box like whoosh, you're taking like half the thing out. And I will say the best spots in there appeared to be the corners, back left, back right, and some spots underneath, because I don't think a lot of people were initially hitting the comics below because we were so crammed in there like sardines. You didn't really want to get down on the ground and look through comics, because then you got people's butts in your face, and that's no fun. But I'm really enjoyed the sale. I probably would have got more, but I was so uncomfortable in there. I finished with the 2 short boxes. My buddy Mike finished with 6 short boxes, and then Lunch Money Comics, I think he grabbed 2 boxes. He was in the same boat I was. He's like, I'd like to get more. I'm calling it a day. I do hope we don't have to wait 6 years for the next one. Jeremy, that gave me the Web of Spider-Man #1. So the last time they did this was 2019, and it looks like it. Looking at the price tags, it seems like all pre-Comic Boom pricing. It was just, wow, it was incredible, and what a first video. What a great sale. I plan on doing more videos like this. I don't think it's going to reach this level of sale, but I do a lot of filler boxes, so hopefully we do have some more bangers moving forward. I also want to let you guys know, and especially if you're coming from the prior channel, I had a different channel where I was putting up comic book videos once a week, but there was also music on there and movies. It was just like some kind of weird variety channel that it was taking too much time. So I was like, I want to focus on 1 comic book video a week, maybe 2 if there's an unboxing or something. And the old videos I'll bring over here eventually with a new intro. But I want to focus on comics, share my passion with comics with you, hear about your stories. Have you had a filler box sale like this? Are you watching this video and going, you know what? I saw that sale at That's Entertainment, and I said, nope, I'm not going, waste of time. It wasn't. It's a great sale, and I'm sure the next time they have it, it's going to be even more packed. So drop a comment down below. What do you think was the best hit? What was the best comic? Was it the book from 1947 my girlfriend found? Was it something else? Was it the Web of Spider-Man Jeremy gave me? I don't know. I had a blast. It was a lot of fun. Hit the thumbs up if you'd like to see more content like this, and subscribe. And that's all I got. Thank you, and keep on filling the box.